Hello everyone, this is Paracific. Now let's talk about Christians. Now, quick disclaimer before we start, I have no problems with Christianity, and I'm only stating facts about what they believe and how a lot of it does not make sense after modern scientific discoveries. Christianity is one of, if not the most popular religion in the world. You can find it almost anywhere you go, from Russia down to South Africa. Though in these places it's not as popular as other religions, it's still there. And what was it about? Now, I don't know much about Christianity, but I do know one thing, is that there's a staggering number of myths that have been formed over thousands of years, some that are still being followed to this day. And now I'm not going to focus on every Christian myth, because if I did, I would be here for days. I'm just going to focus, in relative terms, on the dinosaur ones. Today I'm only going to focus on the fire-breathing parasaur, as well as a couple other myths. Before I talk about the fire-breathing part, let's figure out what a parasaurolophus is. The parasaurolophus is an herbivorous ornithopod dinosaur that lived primarily in North America, though it's speculated that it also lived in Asia. It popped up around 76 million years ago, meaning it existed during the late Cretaceous. Its most prominent feature, besides its size, is its crest. The crest sticks out the back of its head, and it's made up of primarily nasal bones. Its crest was hollow, with tubes heading from its nose all the way up its crest and then back around to its skull. This is an image of where their fossils were primarily found. So now that we know a little bit more about the parasaur, let's dive into this myth. Now obviously, this couldn't have been possible, at least to our understanding. This myth was created by young Earth creationists, or the YECs, whose population makes up about 8 to 22% of the US population. Now, these people also believe that the Earth is only 6,000 years old, so it's not hard to tell that most of this is completely made up. The myth originated sometime after the publication of the Genesis Flood, 1961, by Henry Morris. This book sparked the fire for modern creationism in North America. Another one of these people was George McGrady Price, who published beliefs on how humans and dinosaurs coexisted mere days before the flood. Now, steering away from that, let's talk about where they got the idea of it breathing fire in the first place. Now, in most of the Bible's mythological creature descriptions, it's usually depicted as them breathing fire. If you need an example, look at Leviathan. It's usually depicted to be a fire-breathing underwater dragon. Also, creationists believe Behemoth and Leviathan were both dinosaurs. There are also many accounts of dragon legends, but I'm not going to get into that in this video. They usually depict Parasaur as having its crest create fire. Now this would not have been possible, as if it created fire through its nasal passages, it would have burned its own face off, to the point of significant loss of vision and the function of its nose. Also, the way the Parasaur is built, even if it were to breathe fire through its mouth, the way the airflow worked, no visible flame or even a hint of fire would be possible. The book, Firebreathing Parasaurs, by Philip J. Center, is a great description as to how the fire-breathing dinosaurs couldn't exist, and it disproves a lot of creationistic ideas. That's all I really know about the fire-breathing parasaur, though, but there's some other pretty funny myths. Creationists have not only gotten into the paleontology just for parasaurs. They've done a lot more than I'm willing to cover in this video. Creationists have been trying to uncover what Leviathan actually was, so they've made up some theories. The first idea would be that it was Sarcosuchus, but others say that it could have either been Lipleurodon or Kronosaurus, and very far-fetched people have gone to say that it could have even been T-Rex. In the Bible, the Leviathan was described as a monstrous, armor-plated crocodile. Out of all these theories, Sarcosuchus makes the most sense. The Sarcosuchus was one of the largest crocodile-line reptiles. It reached an average height of 9 or 30 feet, and weighed 3.5 metric tons. It was first found in the Sahara, but bits and pieces were found in Niger, including an almost complete skull. But how does this play into the creationistic approach to it? Well, it somewhat resembles the description. It was a huge crocodile that had significant armor. This also makes sense because in the book of Job, it says that the Leviathan was an aquatic creature, while T-Rex was a land animal. Kronosaurus and Lipleurodon were both aquatic creatures, but Sarcosuchus fits the best description. Now obviously none of this is true because Leviathan probably never existed, and they're basically just myths created by creationists. Now, this whole creationism thing, let's be honest, is just a headache. them mixing it up with paleontology, and it's just a lot of their ideas can be debunked with basic knowledge and science, but yet they choose to believe what the Bible says and not facts that have been proven multiple times. Thank you guys so much for watching this. I get it's my first video, so it's probably not the best quality I'm going to make. I had a little bit of time to make it, but I couldn't find a well enough audio recording software, so if this sounds a little bit scuffed, that's fine. But just thank you for even watching the video or just sticking around to the end. Obviously this isn't going to be the last thing I post, but this is probably at least the first video I've put a lot of effort into. But that's all I've got for today. If you guys want to subscribe or like, it's up to you. You don't have to if you don't want to, but it would really help me out. You can also go subscribe to my other friend. I've created this channel alongside him, k.c.a. And yeah, that's all I've got for today. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you later.